I thought that gem got stuck up there. So...
Welcome to Peace Keepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
So one thing I really like with this remaster is that each of the Homeworld's dragons look uniquely different from each other. They have their own specific style, which I appreciate. All right. So we'll have to use some of those cannons later. So, bit of an Easter egg. They moon you if you leave them alive to get into their tents. Oh. There we go. And what do you want, not Marco?
Raptor's world is far away and very dangerous. Maybe if you find 1,200 stolen treasure, I'll show it to you.
Okay, Gosnold the Balloonist. I used to just assume they were all Marco, and maybe in the base game they were. But now they have different names.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Alright, let's kill all of these guys. Get this guy before he shoots me. Alright, so you'll see a target painted there. That's because we need to shoot it. While we're at it, we'll shoot this chest. Not that chest. Whatever. This chest. And then get this target. So these chests can't be opened by Spyro, which is why we got to use the cannon. Alright. So Dr. Shemp is going to be our boss level for this world. So we'll get to him at the end. We can just go straight there right now. There's no harm in doing the boss first. But I like to save the bosses for last. It feels more thematic. And I believe our flight level is up here. Yeah, night flight. Okay, is there a gem back here? There's not. So we have another egg thief here, but all he's gonna do is just run around this pool of goo. And I think I can just fly to him and shoot him. Yeah. It's not the most competent of egg thieves.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
So they regularly talk about Spyro's destiny, and I don't know if that's ever actually really explained. I got a sneeze coming on. I don't know if they've really ever gone much into what his destiny was, or if his destiny is just, you're gonna defeat Nasty Nork. I don't recall anything more specific being stated about it, besides them just regularly commenting on fulfill your destiny. Alright, we've got a bit more treasure to go. Oh, I've got a bunch over there that I totally missed while flying over here, so I gotta circle around the level again. And a couple here that I totally missed. I need to pay better attention, clearly. That's a lot of treasure I've just left lying around. It's not a good sign for the start of this, if I'm leaving that much treasure just hanging out. There we go. 200 to 200. Is that all dragons? Yep, 100%. So let's head back to the start of the level. I like to do things sort of in the order that we come across them. It's my preference. Again, it doesn't matter. But we'll head into Dry Canyon. I wish these load times were a bit better, but I guess they needed that to make everything look great. Alright, these guys shoot at us and have shields. You can technically wait for them to drop the shield when they're going to shoot and then flame them, but it's easier just to charge. Sounds like we've got another egg thief. Whoa. Alright, you get over here. Nope. Come on. There's a bit of a delay from when you let go of the charge button to when you can actually shoot your flame. There we go. Is that everything? No, we got a bit more over here. Well, thanks for shooting that.
What? Huh? Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
Just a normal thank you. Sometimes they give advice, sometimes it's just thank yous. I think in the base game there were a lot more thank yous with less unique styles. Obviously, I like the more stylized dragons. Okay. Let's see what's down here. Oh, flew right above that one. Got all of them. So these guys are funny because they're swinging around birds. I don't know if I ever saw that in the original game, or even if that was how it was in the original game. But it's amusing now. Goodbye, you. Bit of gems and a dragon tucked in here.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you were a wee puff of smoke, We've known,
You've known...
I forget.
Probably more hints to Spyro's destiny. Whoa! You almost hit me. Alright. I don't think I've missed anything major yet. Hopefully. Grab this extra life before I forget about it. And I need to find some fodder because I've been sitting at blue for a while. I don't think I can fly from there. I think I fly from over here to get that stuff. These I think will damage you if you're standing next to them when they explode. Okay. Barely made that. Okay. Oh, I don't have the key yet. So I'm gonna have to come back here whenever I find that key. And that'll be fine. It's not that hard of a glide. I think I just made it look harder than it was. Oh. So I think this is the staircase we could have gone up, except we instead glided over there.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
So there's a dragon that I think you have to do a hard glide to get to. That's like a blind around a corner glide. There's a simpler way where you can see directly where you're gliding. I think it's right here. You can just directly charge and glide to it. That I don't think was intended. So yeah. You can, I think, charge and glide from there over to that platform, which I don't think was the intended method. They wanted you to glide around that corner.
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
Alright, let's just hop down here. Almost went into the return home portal. That would have been unfortunate. So I'd have had to go through this whole level again. What is that sound? Is that sheep? I don't know. Whatever it is, they're annoying. Oh, rabbits. Alright. Be quiet, you guys. Now I get back to where the key goes, because I've already forgotten that. I think it was actually over this way. Maybe. And I just injured myself again. As I said, directionally challenged, I'll struggle. They do have a way of putting on a map. It wasn't in the base game, but they added it with the Reignited trilogy. I'm not a huge fan. It's sort of difficult to read, that map. And also I don't feel like it's as needed. So that's what the map looks like. You can sort of see around, but some of the levels are very overlapping each other. So I typically avoid it. Yeah, so I don't remember that. You say speedruns. I don't remember. I think that's how my brother usually got to that point. Because, again, I couldn't make that glide as a child. So I think that's how he did it, was just the charge and glide directly across. But you say that's a speedrunning strat, and neither of us were speedrunners for sure. But maybe we just accidentally found the faster way of doing it, because gliding around a corner to an unseen location is challenging. But that's 100%, so we'll be heading on back to the homeworld. The Peace Keepers Homeworld. I do know of one thing we were able to do. I don't know if it's called, I would call it a speedrunning strat, but in the second game with Glimmer, which we'll get to eventually, there was a way to fully 100% the game first time you were in the level, but the flight timer, I think they shortened, because with this new Reignited trilogy, I've never been able to get that to work again. I'll probably give it another try. Let's see. It's much more difficult in OG Spyro. Yeah, that was one thing that I heard something about when they were remaking this, is that they saw someone do the charge glide, and it was significantly easier with this because the physics of the charge and whatnot are attempted to be close to the original, but they're not perfect, because I think they tried to keep a lot of the motion the same between all three games. And so because of that, there are some jumps and glides and whatnot that are easier with the remaster than they were with the base game. Ow. Come on, dude. And that's just the nature of a remaster, is not everything is going to be completely the same. I was impressed with the Crash Bandicoot remaster, that they actually got speedrunners in to go through the levels to verify that all the old speedrun strats were still available, because they wanted to still have the possibility for people to play the game as they were used to and have it still feel the same, which is a lot of extra effort in a remaster. Which I think is actually the same team who did this Spyro remaster, Toys for Bob, unless I'm mistaking that. Oh, let's heal up while we're here. Alright, you. And I keep hoping we'll get a fourth Spyro like they did with Crash Bandicoot. But we'll have to see. It'd be cool. Oh, I was catching up. There we go. Yeah. So I think Toys for Bob was in charge of both these remasters, and then they went on to make the Crash Bandicoot 4, and inside of Crash 4 there were several spots where they show Spyro.
It's supposed to flame metal armor anyway.
Remember, Spyro, flame won't work on metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Yeah, sorry, try not to talk over the cutscenes. But yeah, they had several hints of Spyro in Crash 4, and people were all excited that that was evidence that they were working on a Crash 4. And so far, there's been nothing. Periodically, there will be some minor hints of, they'll show artwork that contains Spyro, and people get all excited again that are they working on a Spyro 4? And I'll believe it when I see it. I hope they make one. I would almost certainly buy it and play it. But we'll see. Currently, I'm still really happy with the Reignited trilogy. They did an awesome job. Nah, I can't hit that from here. Okay. Now we head on up. So one thing is that these pots have gems in them, and I remember that being something confusing. So you have to flame the pot to get it to spit out a gem. And when I was younger, looking around for missing gems, if I hadn't paid attention and not gotten one of those. But that's age and experience. Things that were confusing back then are a lot simpler now. Looks like we need another key from somewhere. When is the 25th anniversary for Spyro? I haven't actually paid enough attention to know. But yeah, it'd be super cool if they announced or released a Spyro 4.
What's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Yeah, I'm super impressed though with this Reignited trilogy. A lot of remakes go through and they just do minimal work just to cash in on the name. But Toys for Bob has done a fantastic job. And then with the Crash remake, they showed that they can also make their own games, not just remasters, and stay pretty true and faithful to the original material, which is a lot more promising than you get with a lot of companies. I want to say the original game came out in like 99 or something. Somewhere in that ballpark. So 25th anniversary would be 2024. So it could happen. I don't know the exact date. And I could be a little bit wrong on those dates, but I think it's somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, this year next.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
Okay, 98. Yeah, it would be super cool. But again, I'm not gonna hold my breath or anything. If it happens, it happens, and I'll be super excited. But if not, oh well. There's always lots of great games coming out. Whoa, don't jump off. This was another harder spot when I was younger to find, because you gotta glide to get there. Now they put these whirlpools around, now that I've made it to the top of the level, so I can get basically anywhere easily. So now we're just doing some cleanup to get the last few gems. Nothing down there, okay. Let's see. Maybe? No. And again, there's not a hover move like we get with the second game, so I can't just hover to make it that tiny bit farther, which is what I'm naturally inclined to do when I'm nearly missing something. Okay. Oh, so I guess it's not a key we needed. That rocket just took care of that gem box up there. Let's see, where are you, gems? Right over here. Is that everything? 400 or 400. Cool. It's the homeworld and the first 2 levels done. One more level, a flight level, and the boss. Okay. So this over here is Dr. Shemp, which we'll be avoiding for now. There's a level down here, I think. Yeah, Ice Cavern. So we'll head into that next. So I haven't decided how far I want to go today. I'm just gonna keep playing till I get bored or tired or whatever. But right now I'm having fun. Possibly when I get overly frustrated by the treetops level, I'll just call it quits. No. There's some truth to that. But we'll see. I just remember treetops being super awful. Get over here.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
So I guess they're implying that Spyro is just a young dragon and that all dragons used to be quadrupedal small things, even though Spyro looks completely different than all the others. But maybe there's a lore reason for why Spyro is the only child running around. I never played any of the games after the first 3.
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor, and in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
Gotta ram these to get those gems. Otherwise they'll just sit on top and you can't collect them if you haven't knocked them off. That looks like it's going to be another chest that needs a key or a rocket. So, lead the pone, or led the pone, I don't know how you want that pronounced. Did you play any of the other Spyro games, or just the original trilogy? Okay, just still going around collecting everything and trying not to get hit by snowballs. These bats are going to be our fodder for the level. Which is sort of amusing that they just try and hang around flying around Sparks. Or around Spyro, rather.
Thank you for releasing me.
I got everything in there, looks like it. Head back this way, so I don't miss anything. I think I've gotten everything for this level so far. One thing I really like about Spyro 1 is that you can complete a level when you go in. Spyro 2 started adding specific skills that you need so that you would have to backtrack to old levels to complete them. And I get it, but it's also nice to be able to just finish a level.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
So Spyro 2 is my favorite of the trilogy. I like the minor things they have you do to get orbs in Spyro 2. They never felt over the top or crazy. Spyro 3, I thought took it too far. Like, the special portals to new locations that have you do whole new things, and then trying to find all the gems when the gems are broken across like multiple locations in the level, just added a lot of extra complexity that I didn't think added enough to the game. And some of the companions you can play as in Spyro 3 are a bit rough gameplay wise. I won't spoil it since you haven't gotten through it, but there were aspects of it that I wasn't as thrilled with. So 2 is my favorite. I liked having more to do than just run around and collecting, but, well, just collecting gems. Though I can understand the appeal of just collecting, because Spyro 1 is still a fantastic game. And maybe it's nostalgia that is the reason I like 2 best, because that's the one I remember playing the most of, because probably I was getting to an age where I could handle it. Versus Spyro 1 was when I was still pretty young and struggling with the mechanics. I don't think I can jump here. Do I need to get there from a different direction? Oh, over here. Okay. Just got a little turned around, which, as stated, will happen to me. I am directionally challenged. You don't think you're ever gonna finish with part 3? Part 3 had its moments.
You've done well,
Yeah.
Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
Yeah, so 3 has its charm. Minor spoiler, there's a point where at the end of the game you get some revenge on what is his name? Moneybags. I won't go into the details about it, but it felt nice getting to that point. But yeah, like the sorceress fights, like they hint at the sorceress the entire game, and when you finally get there, it's a bit disappointing. Which, yeah. Oh, so you've gotten into the speedrunning stages, or into speedrunning? I can see that. I've never been good enough to get into speedrunning, so I just play the games for the fun of playing them. I'm still missing 32 gems. Alright. I thought it was basically done. Huh. So yeah, I've never tried to speedrun. I just play through it for the fun of playing through it. It's a fun story. And then, once I've 100%ed, I call it good, leave it alone for a time. Or maybe go back to it in a couple of years, I don't know. It was a long time from when I played the originals to when I finally played the Reignited trilogy, because I didn't have a PlayStation or anything. Oh, right, we've got that area over there that we blew up to get to. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I can see that if you were playing it enough. I guess for me, there's lots of great games out there, so I have a hard time... if it's a great game, I'm fine with going back to it occasionally, but speedrunners that just all day, every day are just playing through the same game, that has no appeal to me, personally. I'd rather go on to playing a different game. And so... I've never understood that mentality. Did I not get the rocket or whatever I needed? Now I'm confused. Because I thought I saw gems over here, but now I'm seeing that that chest is still open. Or unopened. I'm getting a little confused. Yep. Oh, there we go. The gems I saw were for here, which is where the key's at. And then I go all the way back and actually get that last gem. Or open up that chest. It's more backtracking than I would like. Yeah, so I like Spyro as a game. I think it's exceptionally well done and quite fun, but I don't see myself immediately replaying it once I finish to try and beat my time or anything. It's just not how I am personally into gaming. I'd rather than move on to something else. There we go. There's our 400 of 400. But I do enjoy watching speedruns. Like, I've watched games done quickly when they do their speedruns periodically. And mostly I enjoy the more glitched runs just to see the nonsense they pull off in games that I feel I know reasonably well. You know, games I've played and enjoyed and then watched as they just break them completely. So that's an aspect of speedrunning I can enjoy. But I can't see myself getting into personally speedrunning. I think that was our third level in the homeworld. It is. So we should just have the flight level and the boss. So let's head over to the flight level. Yeah, so when I finish with the Spyro trilogy, I'm going to move on to something else. Probably, to some extent, leave it to viewers to determine. I'm not the best with hand-eye coordination, and I accept that. And so there's a lot of games I have avoided historically because they're too challenging. And I want to get into some of those, but I don't want to just immediately rush into the hardest games either, because I don't think that would be fun for me or viewers. So... probably put it to a bit of a vote or something to see what people would enjoy seeing, with the understanding I'm probably going to be beating my head against it a lot, so to keep that in mind. So I don't know. Probably was supposed to be arches next, but we'll do the lanterns. Wow. Did I do something wrong? Because it's already complaining about time. Okay. Just that constant beeping of you're running out of time because you're failing everything. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like the rings followed by the chests was the right way to go. Maybe I should have done arches next. I don't know. So if you enjoy speedrunning Spyro 1, have you ever thought about trying Spyro 2 to speedrun it? Or are you just that not interested in Spyro 2 that you wouldn't give that a shot? I can understand Spyro 3. That game is a lot more confusing. Just where to find everything and how to get everything done. Man, timing on this level, either I'm doing something horribly wrong or the timing is super tight. There we go. Second try again. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. That one I think was actually harder than Sunny Flight. Yeah. There's a lot of great things to say about Spyro 1. Which, for first game that's sort of unique all on its own. Like, there's lots of collector games, but this is the only one that I think... I like that they don't try and... Yeah, they don't try and annoy the player. Like, I've looked at some of the other collectathons, and it's like, oh yeah, you just have to know to go to this random sign and attack it 50 times, and it'll give you the object you need. And it's like, that's not fun. Like here, you have to look in all the corners, but everything is just there. Which I appreciate. Like, I put Crash Bandicoot in a similar category as Spyro. They're both, to some extent, platforming 3D collectathons. But Crash Bandicoot feels like it hates its player and wants you to suffer. Versus Spyro is just well-designed. Some of the platforming can be challenging, and some of the areas to get to can be challenging to figure out how to get to them. But overall, it's mostly friendly to the player. Whoa, these guys are still chasing me? Usually they fall off, and I don't have to deal with them. Alright. I think I got most of the stuff on the ground. Yeah, looks good. I think you can go that direction, but I think it intends you to go this direction to get everything.
Dr. Shemp thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
So there's the hint of how to beat Dr. Shemp if you weren't aware. That his back is exposed, quite literally. I think I have to go back around. And I don't think there's any gems around here. There is not. So now we go straight to Dr. Shemp. Oh. There we go. And he does slightly different things with each round. Come on. Oh. Come on. There we go. Just waiting for him to do his animation so I can flame him. I don't remember exactly what he does, so gotta watch and react. We got the skill point. I think there's a skill point for beating him without taking any damage. And I think all bosses have that same skill point available to beat the boss, the whole boss level without taking damage. Some of them are far easier than others. Oh, okay. That I thought would have been the last gem, but clearly it's not. Huh. So I'll give another look around. Hopefully find it on my own, but if I need to, I'll employ Sparks to point me to it. Okay, yeah, there's nothing left up here. So I'm gonna go back out. Oh, I guess I can't go back out that way. So out this way and look around a bit more carefully. How much am I missing? Let's start with that. Oh, I just saw it. 25 gems. And it's right up there, so we'll have to get up top and then glide over. There it is. Just missed it when I was up here before. Almost missed that. That would have been embarrassing. Yeah, there's something quite charming about part 1 where I don't have to backtrack or anything. I can just intentionally and specifically go through the game to get all the way to the 100%. I guess that's it. That was yeah, Homeworld, 3 levels, the flight level, and then the boss. So now we go to our balloonist, who is not Marco, Gosnald or whatever.
I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure. Hop aboard for the Magic Crafter's world if you're ready. 1,